Okay. Now let's look at one more statement. So I wanted to get employees who are joined, who are the female employees who are joined in between this date and this date. That means I wanted to get the female employees who had joined in between 1989-09-12 and 1994-09-15. So how to get that? So this is how you can get it. So where my hire date is greater than this and my hire date should be less than this. So that means any hire date that falls in between this date and this date and the gender is female, you'll be seeing them as the results on your console. Okay. So now when I execute this, I could see the results where the hire date is in between these two dates and the gender is female. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Okay.
Yes.
Now the same thing can be also written like this. You don't really need to use greater than and less than. You can use between. So what I'm saying is, I'm saying select start from employees where gender is equal to F and hire date between this date and this date. So that means instead of using greater than and less than, something like this, you can say hire date between this date and this date. This is going to work very similar to this. So this is a kind of a replacement to this. This is basically a replacement to this. You can, so if you want to find a value in a particular range, you can use between at any point in time. So not just for dates, you can use this for numbers, you can use this for strings, use this for anything for say. Okay. So between is a kind of an command that you can use to basically filter out the values in some range. One important catch over here is it is the between works something like this. It is equivalent to greater than equal to and less than. Greater than equal to your lower range, lower bound and less than your upper bound. That means between basically consider this date also. That means this is more like greater than equal to, but until this date. Until means this is not considered. Whichever is lesser than this, it will be considered. But whichever is greater than or equal to this, it will be considered. That's one catch you guys need to understand. That's the one point you guys need to understand for when you use between. Between is like greater than or equal to the lower bound, less than the upper bound. This is called as the lower bound and this is called as an upper bound. So greater than or equal to the lower bound, less than the upper bound. It's called until the upper bound. It's called until the upper bound. Whenever you see until, that means less than that. Okay, it's not less than or equal to, it is less than that. That's what you need to understand.
Lower bound will include and upper bound will not include.
Exactly, that's how it is. It's exclude.
And another thing, we can order these dates like 1994 till 1993.
But it doesn't make sense, correct? Your lower bound cannot be greater than your upper bound at any point in time. That does make sense. Am I right or wrong? Try doing that. That's a good question, by the way. What will happen if I do it? Correct? That's the question, correct? So I'm swapping my lower bound with an upper bound now. What will happen? See, this throws an error according to my understanding. It didn't give anything. It didn't throw an error, but it didn't give anything. But it doesn't make sense, right? But in some databases, you take PostgreSQL, this will throw an error. Because your lower bound...
Do you need to write that between and should be in caps, right?
Not necessarily. It can also be in small also. Those are all keywords, correct?
Special keywords.
Yeah. Okay. Did you guys understand this? Like, is this clear to everyone? the between operator. Is this clear to everyone?